Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday. I have not gone live on Instagram. I don't think ever. And if I have, maybe I've gone live like one time. So this is new. This is fun. I'm going to switch over all of my lives probably to YouTube. But I thought while I am still in the mood for just having fun on social media, I'm going to start doing some lives here on Instagram. See what happens. It's Friday, so I'm just chilling out in my Reiki room and just loving my day. Really feeling a lot of energy right now, which for me, being an empath and now being an energy worker, I'm used to feeling this energy. I'm used to feeling when something is fluctuating in the world, when something is fluctuating energetically. I'm very present and I'm very aware of that. And so there's a lot of energy shifting today, definitely in my little space, my little world here in St. George, Utah. And I thought, why not do my first live here on Insta and do a card reading? I actually had pulled out my cards because I started feeling this anxiety, started feeling this energy shift for myself. And I pulled out my cards and I did my shuffle. So I want to talk about that real quick. When you start to work with cards, if you're interested in this, it's very spiritual. It's very connective between yourself and source energy. And so what you do is you take the cards and you just spend time, really holding them as you're shuffling them. They're pretty big. They're not like playing cards. And so you want to make sure that as you're shuffling them, that you're really sending your intention, hello, beautiful, how are you? And so get some cards if you're interested in this and start to really put your intention. These specific cards here are the Heart Path Oracle cards. And I really prefer working with Oracle cards more than tarot cards. If you're familiar with the two, they're a little bit different. And so I feel like when I'm having that shift with energy that I want Oracle because that is more inspirational. I don't need to know exact information. I like to have inspiration, which kind of allows me, my mindset, and allows my own direction and preferences to still continue to flow freely. Sometimes when we're looking for answers, when we're getting into that mindset of I want to know the future or I want to know why something happened in the past, it just tends to take us down some different pathways sometimes in our mind especially. And so I like Oracle cards. So I have a few different decks. This one is the Heart. And I know I'm very connected to my heart, and I know that's part of my purpose is teaching love and light and carrying that love and light. And a lot of people, just so you know, Hajra, I know I call you London, we're friends on chat, and I know what you're saying. A lot of people are struggling right now and going through a lot of hard feelings and emotions and energies. So cards are good. They're good to keep us centered and to keep us balanced. So I shuffled my cards, I set my intention, and usually when you're doing Oracle cards, you don't have to have a major question because what it's meant to do is help to open your mind. And so I drew my cards, I split my deck in half. This is my typical pull, is I split it in half, and then I pull 3 cards from the center. The first card I pull represents my past. The second card I pull represents my present moments, and my third card represents my future. That is how I prefer to pull cards. There are a couple different methods that you can do, and in different situations, you can do different pulls based off of what you're feeling that day. So I love that you have 3 decks because the more options you have to play with, you'll notice that you will connect with certain ones during different moments in your life, and that's super helpful. So right off the bat, I wanted to share with you, I thought this was so cool. I just got this deck, on Monday. I think I posted, I can look at my receipt. I just got this deck with my very first tarot deck. And I did one pull that day. I didn't do my typical 3 pull. I did a single pull. And this was the card I got. This was also my center card for my 3-card pull, which was my present moment card. So I love this because it says swimming in duality. And for me, January was all about bringing an end of duality in my mind and being able to live in a world where I no longer have to believe in karma, for instance, believe that something bad will happen, believe that, there's this old saying my parents used to say is like, no good deed goes unpunished. That if you went out and tried to do something good, that something bad would just come back to you, because that whole duality concept, the yin and the yang, there's all different ways that you can look at that. But for me, I've been having this feeling like I just knew that was something that was coming to an end. And when I had an amazing hypnotherapy session done with, some local people down here in St. George. So if you live down here or if you'd like to work with them, let me know. I don't do hypnotherapy, but it's a beautiful process. And I really went in deep to the fact that this is the end of duality. As we go through ascension, we no longer have to base our thoughts around karma, around the good and the bad having to coexist. We can rise up to live in a world with pure light. Pure light. We don't have to have the darkness. It was a choice. It was always a choice. But our minds were manipulated to believe that we had to live in darkness, that we had to suffer, to have prosperity. And it's just not true. It is just not true. So as we are growing and learning together, cards are a great way to do that. I did want to share with you what this card meant, my present moment card, swimming in duality. Because what I know for myself is that card is true for all of mankind. That is a big part of who I am on this earth. Is, I guess you could say, I'm kind of like an advocate for all of you. That's the way I would like to see myself. Definitely an advocate for all of you. So swimming in duality, laying a strong foundation, definitely what I have been doing this past year, definitely what my goal was for right now, in this now moment. The central most commanding object in this card is the oyster. Oysters ground us and are all about laying strong foundations. If you are starting a new project or relocating, which so many of us had to do that between last year and this year, it is important that you wholeheartedly commit to the process. The highly transformative ability of the oyster, think about it. They create a pearl. I mean, how beautiful is that, right? The ability of the oyster will assist you in all changes you are going through, and what you thought was temporary might quite possibly be permanent. The oyster reminds you that there is a time to be busy and take risks, and a time to close your shell and go within to find peace, solitude, and rest. The 4 pearls remind you to be honest, gracious, and to seek wisdom through experience. I love this. Each color pearl has a slightly different meaning. The black pearl grounds you and attracts wealth and prosperity. Definitely where my life is headed. Energetically, it brings you protection. The grayish silver pearls focus on self-control, patience, and dependability. So I would encourage all of you to make sure you have those 3 in your foundation right now. The white pearl brings you innocence, clarity, and joy. Oh, don't we all want those? Oh my goodness. So let me show you again. There's the card. So the 2 koi fish partner together to balance the turbulent waters of life. Like these fish, you too may need to be part of a team. Think about it. Who's got your back right now? With all this craziness, some of the people we thought we could count on, some of the people that we thought were going to like stand tall and rise up, they're crumbling, they're falling, they're like barely holding on to their, right? So really, really think about that. Exciting opportunities, advancement of career, and a long-lasting relationship might just swim into your life sometime soon. This might also be a good time for travel and adventure, but remember, trips aren't all necessarily taken physically. Some of the best journeys are taken in the mind and the spirit. Oh, I've had so much fun teaching on the mind and the mindset on my Facebook Lives. So listen only to the voice of your heart and see what surfaces. It is the only true reality and path to happiness. So the affirmation you can remember with this card is, I acknowledge my natural cycles and flow with rhythm, with their rhythms and pulses. So I just love this, and I have a feeling that a lot of us need to focus on this right now, creating that foundation in your reality, creating that foundation in your life. It's going to be huge. My future card, it was so beautiful. I'm not going to read it, but if you want a card reading, let me know. Imagination creates reality. Go the distance. We are all learning about manifestation. Let's be honest. If we're using our imagination to the fullest, we are going to manifest exactly the world that we want. We are going to be able to create exactly who we are, what we want, all of it. It's all right here in your imagination. So, I love these cards. These are my Heart Path cards. I also have creative, just a pure creative oracle deck. I have a healing deck, which I use in my practice with all my full body Reiki treatments. So if this is your thing, if you want more info, let me know. I love you all. Take care. And remember, energy is everything, and everything is energy.